I don't know what's going to happen. Next week, I have no idea what's going to happen. Next year, I don't know where I'm going to be. But I'm definitely going to be in a better situation than I am now because I keep following what I love. And I noticed following what I love bears a lot of fruits.
Welcome to the Council of Dudes podcast. I'm your host, Vinny Brusco. I am a father, a husband, the founder of Agora Social Club, a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, a certified life coach, and a facilitator of the Council of Dudes men's group. This podcast is here to help you tap into and follow your golden thread, that feeling that pulls you forward to become the best version of yourself. If you're someone who's into personal development and self-help and is looking to live a life of more alignment, then this is the podcast for you. Subscribe to the channel, click the notification button, and follow along on the journey of the show.
Hey, this is Fran Jez, and you're checking out the Council of Dudes podcast.
And here we go.
You are one of those people that I'm a genuine fan of.
I appreciate that.
Your content's great, your podcast is awesome, but as a human being, I'm a fan of yours.
Thank you.
Right? We went to the Big D conversation, the speaking engagement out there.
That was a good one.
That was great. That was a great experience. And we were sitting next to each other. I was like, I'm a fan of this dude. Like we've met a couple times before. We've engaged, and it's like I'm just a genuine fan of yours. Just like as a human being, you just seem like a very authentic, fun-loving individual.
Definitely positive.
You're very positive.
Yeah.
Have you always been that positive?
No, it started with my self-development journey, which was around 2018 it started. Before that, I was very negative.
Really?
Yeah.
What made you so negative? You notice I didn't say what made you positive. I was like, what made you so negative? Tell me about what started the root. What was negative about life? Tell her.
You know, I didn't believe in religion. I didn't believe in anything. Afterlife. I didn't believe anything I saw in the news. I didn't believe anything people said. I didn't trust anybody. It was just from that. But when I think back, it was all the music I listened to, the movies
What were you listening to?
always rap.
Yeah.
Well, when I first started listening to music, my own music, it was rock.
Yeah.
Junior high school, I was heavy metal, all rock.
Yeah.
From punk rock all the way to heavy metal. And then Eminem's first album came out. That's funny. I just said earlier, put more snare in my headphone. Yeah, remember now. Here we are, full circle. So all of that, plus the movies and the shows.
What movies were you watching?
A lot of mafia movies. When I was a kid, my favorite was Desperado.
Great movie. Great movie.
All the mafia movies, Scarface. So it's like a lot of no.
Carlito's Way.
Oh, yeah.
Here comes the pain.
Oh, yeah.
That, full circle, that in the beginning of the Slipknot song.
100%.
Love that.
I don't know if people know.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. It's funny because we don't realize, and again, that helps shape and form who you are as a person today, right? Absolutely. But we don't realize that so much of that really does have some form of grip on how we engage with the world. Like listening to, I grew up Slipknot and like all of that stuff. Loved the Deftones, and I still do have a place in my heart for it.
Yeah.
And it also did have an impact on how you show up in the world.
Absolutely. I love negativity, and I think it all stemmed from that. Everything is an influence. Everything that we've ever taken in through our five senses is a part of us. Our brain is like a memory card. So all of that is who I was. And for some reason, to this day, I love negativity. Now I shush it. Now I don't feed into it. Now I don't have it on repeat. But of course, I'll throw it on once in a blue, some negative music or a negative movie or whatever the case. And when I started creating, before I became this positive person, before my self-development journey, I was all about, I was still creating, but it was all negative stuff. Poetry, all negative. My best and easiest way for me to write poetry is through heartbreak or something negative happening. It flows right out like a river. When I'm happy, when I'm in a positive mood, my artistry relaxes. It sucks.
Yeah. So
It's weird, right?
no, it's not, because it feels like the negativity needs to get released or else it'll poison you.
It's like the therapy.
Where like the positivity needs to stay kind of grouped. It's like, I don't want to let this go.
It's also not fun. The positive life is not fun. Are we
It is fun though.
let's compare like a rock star life to like a everyday Joe Schmo going to work and go to sleep early. Which one is more fun? That's
At
what
this stage of my life,
in general, literally in general. We choose positivity because we have a bigger goal and more.
we understand what's affiliated with positivity,
responsibility, and
Sure.
ability. So that's why.
So I don't know if what's better, what's glamorized.
Yeah.
Right, the rock style. Well, yeah, to a degree, depending on the lens. Right now, if you thought like throwing me in a bar with a few drinks does not, like having a hangover does not sound fun.
But that's not rock star. Rock star mean like being on a yacht, and it's just everything and anything is on that yacht to be happy.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like fun to me anymore. I'm just being honest. It really doesn't. That doesn't sound like fun to me right now.
It's cold. There's ice outside on the ground. A yacht sounds.
But it also depends on where you are in your journey, right?
That's
like,
what I mean.
you know, life throws different things or puts you on different paths. And what was fun at one point, and maybe of course, at one point, I'm like, yeah, that sounds great. Now I'm like, I'm really excited to go Christmas shopping with my daughter after this. Like,
Absolutely.
like that sounds like a lot of fun to me. But we're, you know, at different stages of life, so it lends itself to it. So you're listening to a lot of like. And it's funny that we frame those things, which are just artistic expressions, movies, TV shows, music, we're framing them in like angry or negative, right? Because they do have this connotation to them, this energy behind them that seems to be rooted in a darker space, right? A negative space.
Absolutely.
And it is serving in a lot of ways. When I was probably in the best shape of my life, I listened to a lot of Slipknot. But at the same time, I was also probably the most depressed and anxious that I've ever been.
Absolutely.
So it definitely has a way of expressing itself, but also has a way of manifesting itself internally.
Absolutely. Recently, a few days ago, I just came to realization of this even deeper. So my friend, me and him always talk about music. So the new Conway the Machine, you know who that is?
I don't.
He's a rapper from Buffalo, street rapper. He talks about pain, struggle, friends dying, getting shot, all the negative stuff about the street life. So his new album came out. I gave it a listen, loved it. I recommended it to my friend. Me and him always bounce ideas off about music. And he's like, oh, I haven't heard that album yet. I said, give it a listen. It's good. He says, I'm listening to the new Nas album, though. I said, I didn't even know he had an album.
Didn't either, yeah.
So I started listening to it, and I never liked Nas. So I'm listening, and I'm like, this guy's one of the best rappers in the world to ever exist. One of the pioneers.
For sure.
Type of
100%.
But I was never a fan. So I'm listening like, why don't I like one of the best rappers that ever did it? And in that moment, which was literally just a few days ago, I realized is the negativity. He doesn't speak in negativity. He's talking about investing. He's talking about cryptocurrencies and family and helping the community. He's talking about all these positive things. That's why I don't care about it. Conway is talking about murder and all the negative stuff you could think of that comes to, and then it all made sense. I like Kodak Black. He talks about all negative stuff, street stuff, trying to survive. Tupac. Who else? Mac Miller, another big one. Eminem.
Where does that come from for you?
What? Why?
Yeah.
You know, I'm the youngest of three. Me and my brother, he's 5 years older than me. We shared a room, so all of what he was into influenced me.
Sure.
So definitely the beginning of my music, love for music came from definitely him, and he put me onto a lot of rap and rock. But he liked the positive rappers too.
Yeah.
He's never gravitated that way.
It's interesting because being surrounded by it starts to, again, seep its way into the way you show up in the world. But there's an on-ramp at some point, and depending on where it is, and you almost don't even know why you're listening to it in hindsight. Like, it's just like, oh, that's what my friends listen to. Or like on your podcast when I came on, I was talking about how like my sister had Bush Razor Blade Suitcase and No Doubt and Greta. Like those are the things that were just around me to listen to. Therefore, I listened to them. And you become like this byproduct. And we're talking about Jackass. Think about that era of time. It's like Jackass. It's Linkin Park. It's the Attitude Era, like walking around, telling people to suck it, right? Which, like the Attitude Era, these are all things that shaped us as like one of, if not the most impressionable times of our lives, which are like young adolescent piss and vinegar boys walking around the world, like just getting infiltrated by like tits and ass and heavy metal and just Tony Hawk Pro Skater. And these are all amazing things that I loved. I genuinely loved all these things. But it's amazing how, in hindsight, being a man that listens to like coffee house classical music and is looking forward to going Christmas shopping, it's amazing how much you can grow.
Absolutely.
It's wild. So you're listening to this negative music, and then when did you start to realize like this is having an effect on how I am?
After self-development, which was 2018 and stuff.
What was your on-ramp to self-development?
So I had a roommate. He moved in, and he was the exact opposite of me. He was into going to sleep early. He'll have a beer here and there. Maybe once a week he'll have a beer with me. So he wasn't into drinking, partying. He ate good. He went to the gym. He's a devoted Christian, looking for his wife, doing everything the right way, going to church, watching podcasts, reading books, everything positive, everything bettering himself. And he had a goal, and he was working towards that goal. I was the exact opposite. I didn't care about the future. I didn't have a goal. I had nothing going for me. I was a correction officer, and I was just into partying when I was off of work. So he just started rubbing off on me.
You become the 5 people you surround yourself by, right?
And this guy was my roommate.
Right.
It's great.
It was like the odd couple.
Yeah. Hey, we got along well,
Of course.
but it was just like learning what's wrong with this guy. Why doesn't he want to go out? Why does he want to rather go to sleep?
So what was your first kind of dive into, whether it be a podcast or book or anything? What was your first dive into something that was like, oh,
You know, I can't remember the timeline, but definitely the first book that changed my life, and it's number one on my. I have a list of 13 books that I recommend people that have helped me. I have it in an order too that I feel like it slowly starts prying your brain open to what your matters and shit. The first book is The 4 Agreements.
So when I was in my day job, I would give a copy of that to all my sales associates every Christmas.
Nice.
It is one of the most impactful books that you could read.
It's number one on my list.
I know I have a copy here. I might have multiple copies here.
It's so short, such an easy read.
It is an easy, digestible, applicable. Like that's part of it, because you could read all the self-help and all this shit. If you can't take it and actually apply it to your life, it's a waste. But it's so applicable to your life. You could say, I don't remember. I mean, I know them, but I don't know them type of thing. But they are so rooted in, and the point of it is, I think what he does really well is bring it to these extreme measures where it's like, take nothing personal, which is like one of my favorites, right? It's the idea of like anything and everything. If someone shoots you in the face, he literally used that example in the book. If someone shoots you in the face, you cannot take it personal. And it's like such a level where it's the micro and it's the macro where you're like, well, it's the same thing. It's just being expressed in these very extreme ways.
Absolutely.
What was it about that book that made it so?
It was the first time I heard anything positive this way. Like, don't feed into that. Like, I think the first one is be about your word or whatever.
Yeah, be impeccable with your
Be
words.
impeccable with your word. The other one is, I think, don't assume.
Don't assume. Be impeccable with your words. Always do your best and take nothing personal. Look, I do know him. How about that shit?
Man.
Heard of that? Pull that one out of my ass.
The subconscious mind, we got it all in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It just all made simple sense. Like,
Yeah.
these are like, it's all kind of accountability too. It's like, it's actually, it makes you look at yourself. I think that's what's beautiful about that book. Before that book, I didn't see myself in those ways. After that book, I saw myself in each one of those, what do you call them? What are they?
Scenarios?
What's the title of the book? Agreements. Each agreement, I was like, wow, those 4 are exactly me, but I never saw myself in those 4 different lights, separated that way in such depth. That must have been it. It was so simple, but it was me looking at me for the first time.
Yeah. Look at you for the first time. That's a really weird thing to do.
Absolutely.
Because you think that you look at yourself. You think that you know yourself.
Oh, yeah.
You look at yourself in the mirror every day and you get ready and you go about your life. But do you really know yourself?
And as my journey progressed, the 3 bodies that we have, the mental body, the spiritual body, and the mental, physical, and spiritual. The spiritual is the one that I never tapped into.
Right.
And that's what is the awareness. That's the one that can see us. If we never tap into the spiritual, we're never seeing ourselves. We're stuck in our mind and our body. I'm thinking this, I'm feeling this at the moment. I look this way, like now me, this is me looking in the mirror and thinking. But when you're in the spiritual, you're looking at your mind and you're looking at your body from a distance. That's how you can see yourself.
Well, that's how God sees you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. What other books are on that list?
I don't have them all. I have a list right here.
Yeah, grab it.
Pull it up.
I'm just curious.
But definitely the last book on that list, which is the last most impactful book I read, Sadhguru Karma. You know this one?
No, I don't.
Incredible. It's like the deepest book I ever read on spirituality.
Really?
Yeah, it's really, really good. I know I have, I got to find where it's at. I also have the Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yep.
It's on there.
Yep. The monk who sold his Ferrari.
I don't think I have that one. I read it, but it's not on here.
Yeah.
It didn't make
5 a.m. Club.
No, I read that one, but it didn't make the cut.
Oh man,
Let me run through it real quick.
you're very, very, very strict list here.
Yeah. If I'm drawn in and I love it,
Have you read The Alchemist?
I did.
Yeah.
I don't think it's on here.
Not on the list. Holy shit! This list.
If it's the book that I can read back to back to back, it makes.
All right. Let's.
The Alchemist I read once and I was like, okay, I like it.
You gotta
I
read it.
get it. I loved it, but
Got to read it again.
yeah, I should. I should definitely visit everything again.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
If you build, he will come. The point is, don't lose your dinosaur.
This is the order that.
Okay. All right. I love this. Go ahead.
All right. The Four Agreements. The Daily Stoic.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a really, really good one.
Yeah.
The Untethered Soul.
Never read it, but
My God.
Yeah.
Definitely read that one.
okay.
Mastery of Love.
No.
Oh my God. That book is incredible.
Amazing.
You have no idea, man. Those two, woo. Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Sure.
48 Laws of Power.
Yep. I haven't read it.
Amazing.
Yeah. They said that that's like the book, right?
It really is. It opens.
What is it
your
about
mind
that?
to- It's kind of
They're
like,
like, I don't know how true it is because you see on like Instagram, like this book's been banned in prison. It's like, I don't know if that's true, but what is it? Well, you worked at a correctional officer. Is it banned in prison?
it's banned.
Is it really?
It really is.
That's legitimately banned in prison?
100%. There's a lot of books that are banned in prison
Well, I can understand some, but why is that book? What about that book?
because it makes you smarter than the COs. Because it's all about manipulation and how to see it and how to use it. It's wild. It's a very wild book.
Is it like a marketing book in hindsight? Is it like one of those things like this is really marketing? Like have you read How to Win Friends and Influence People?
Yes.
Okay, so that's like a sales book, but it's really human behavior book.
Yeah,
So is this kind of like one of those?
but much deeper.
Really?
Yeah, really deeper. Where people could really do evil with it.
Really?
Absolutely. But I like to just I like have it opens your eyes to the evil. So I don't use it in an evil way, but now,
Sure.
now I can recognize when people do those evil things.
Well, give me an example.
It's manipulation stuff. I can't remember.
Like narcissistic type of behavior?
Yeah. Let me actually. I was just listening to it audiobook like yesterday.
Same book?
Let me see. Yeah, I'm on. I was on chapter 33. Discover each man's thumbscrew. So it's like read the hell out of people and find what makes them tick and use that against them.
Oh,
Stuff
see, I
like
like
that.
that.
It's stuff like
Yeah,
that.
that's fucked.
But I like the book because it opens my eyes to the.
Well, it allows you to play chess, not checkers, right?
That's why I love it.
Yeah.
That's why I recommend it. It opens your eyes to the bullshit out there.
Yeah, and there's a lot of it, especially with social media. Continue.
Yep. So that was number 6 on the list. Number 7, Think and Grow Rich.
Yep.
Napoleon Hill.
Yep, I've been listening to a lot of Napoleon Hill
He's good.
recently. I gotta send you some stuff that I've been listening to.
Amen. Amen. Let's do it.
Bro, it's like it's all AI generated, obviously.
What do you mean?
So it's like they take his readings and they just AI generate it
Oh.
to his voice and stuff. But some of it's like I'll tell you the story afterwards, but continue. Sorry.
Absolutely. Mastery by Robert Greene. That is incredible.
Yeah.
Mindfulness for Beginners.
Okay.
Seneca on the Shortness of Life. Life is Long. The Power of Now. That's number.
Power of Now.
You read that?
Yeah.
Incredible.
Amazing.
I love that book.
Amazing book.
Number 12, The Courage to be Disliked.
Never read it.
And like I said, last was Karma by Sadhguru.
All right. This is where the Instagram reel is going to have all the books pop up. We're going to shorten that up and we're having pop, 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 pop.
I like that.
This is start thinking in content, right?
That's a good podcast host when you can see the reel when you're talking.
I learned that from Francis Volpe. He thinks in reels. He's like reels. I'm like he thinks that way. It's amazing. It's like it's. I don't think of that way. I think in like I think in podcast host way.
Yeah.
Even when like I'm just speaking to people, I'm like, oh, this is kind of like a podcast. But yeah, he thinks that way. He thinks in reels, which is interesting. I'm just starting to learn. It's all content.
I do it on my podcast sometimes when I'm listening to them answer a question and it's a gem. I'm like, that's a fucking clip.
Yeah, that's a clip. It's like you're living in two worlds at once. So you read the 4 agreements. It starts to open your mind up to, hey, holy shit, I don't even know myself, right? Like that's what it ends up being.
Yep.
And then you go on this path, and now you're still at the correctional job.
Yeah, about a year, maybe half a year longer I did after opening my mind to time is the most important thing we have. Family time. We being a correctional officer, you work holidays, birthday parties, it doesn't matter. Jail doesn't close, so you work every day. It's
right.
So it all started making sense when I started doing the self-development journey. It's like, if time is the most valuable thing we have and freedom to enjoy your time and time with your family and the job is taking all of that away, it all just clicked. Nobody wants to be in prison, but for a small paycheck, I was dedicating my next 25 years to it. It just clicked.
And what did you do from there?
I planned my resignation. I wrote my letter out and handed it in and prepped myself and did it the right way.
Yeah, a lot of people would think, are you crazy? You have benefits and retirement and a pension.
Everyone, especially my coworkers, because they're all brainwashed to think this is the best thing in the world.
Or it's the only thing in the world, right?
They think that.
Or they know it's not the best. I think that intrinsically there's a lot of people that show up and they do know. Like, and it's all telling. We say, oh, how's that? Living the dream. I love that answer. Living the dream. My answer is, as long as it's your dream. And they're like, oh, they fucking freeze. They start to melt because, you know, there is this internal kind of like edging of being like, hey, this isn't it. And you're like, but I'm comfortable.
What else am I going to do? That's what I would say. What else am I going to do? Whatever you want. Make a plan and get out of here. But it's just so comfortable. The benefits, the time off, like they make you feel like you're the man. Here's your badge. You know, you're like the police out there. You know, you're a tough guy. No, none of that matters.
Yeah, and the irony of that, you're looking for freedom, yet you're in a prison, and you're not the prisoner.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So you're in the corrections field. You're starting to learn more about yourself. You're diving in. You start playing your exit strategy. What's going on like internally? What's this whole what's that internal journey like?
Man, it felt like I finally started thinking for the first time. Like it was like my mind literally cracked open and peeled the bullshit back. Also, mushrooms were part of this journey.
Yeah,
that's when I started doing mushrooms in a more spiritual way.
Yeah,
I used to do it before that to be creative.
Right.
I would, man. Speak of negativity, I used to listen to the song. I Love McConan.
Mm-mm.
You know that song, got the club going up on a Tuesday.
No.
My favorite song.
I'm very old.
My favorite song.
Very old.
It's him and Drake.
Okay.
And I Love McConan's a very deep artist. He writes very sad music, heartbreak music. And I forgot the name of the song, thankfully, because I tried to put it in the past. I would put this song on for the duration of a 6-hour mushroom trip. And it's a very negative song about dying and shit like that and heartbreak. And I would try to paint and write music and just be in my artistic bubble, thinking mushrooms are going to help my artistry, because I've heard artists say they use mushrooms to be more creative.
Sure.
But it never worked for me. But I would keep trying. So I'm listening to very sad music for hours. I'm trying to paint. I'm trying to write. I'm tripping. I'm thinking. But it's all to be creative. And that's not the way mushrooms work. Mushrooms are like a therapy session.
Mm-hmm.
And then what you take from that therapy session, then you could go be more artistic. So it's not in the moment. I didn't know that back then.
Right.
So when I started doing it more spiritually, and when I started learning the beautiful gems you get from a mushroom trip, then I started doing it the right way. pitch black room, silence, eyes closed, all my devices are on silent, and I'm 6 hours, I'm in. Nowadays I do it in the fetal position. Lights off, alone, and I'm 6 hours.
Ride that thing out.
Yep. And it's all just the work. And whatever I get out of that is what I get out of that. Whatever growth, whatever messages I get out of that is where I'm at. And that, plus my roommate, plus the books, it just started shedding all the bullshit that doesn't matter. All the bullshit that doesn't matter. Daily Stoic especially.
Yeah.
A good one.
Constant daily forms of reflection in any way.
Yeah.
Obviously lend themselves to you being in a state of forward thinking and awareness, right? But it's really hard, man. It's really hard to tap into that part of you because it's so uncomfortable. You know, I think I mentioned it when I did your podcast, but the first time I did the sensory deprivation tank, you know, the thought was, I'm afraid of what I'm going to think. I was genuinely afraid of what I was going to go in there and start to interface with. And then the instant thought that came up right after, I was like, well, you're going to think that no matter what. You're going to have these thoughts. They're going to be ruminating in your subconscious mind, and either you're going to interface with them and move forward, or they're going to control you.
Absolutely.
And it was, you know, sensory deprivation, meditation, reading really has all lended itself to me growing and starting to, and it's a never-ending process.
Never ending.
It never ends. You're never fully going to be like, I have arrived, right? It's a constant growth, constant evolution, but it is something that it's a very uncomfortable, very scary.
It's not fun.
It's not fun.
Not fun at all.
You want it to be fun.
That's why distractions is so popular, like social media and TV and whatever. It's so much fun to be distracted. I don't have to worry about, I'm going to go drink, I'm going to go party, I'm going to go on vacation, I'm going to scroll all day, I'm going to watch a movie, I'm going to hang out with my friends, I'm going to watch sports. So fun to distract yourself from what matters. When you sit down with silence and no one around and you have to worry about what matters, that's not fun.
And it's funny because from on a social level outside of yourself, what matters, even if you do have a grip on what matters, it's still rooted in societal norms and expectations. The bills, the this, the that, the benefits, right? Those are the things that do matter. They do matter. You can't say like, you know, you having dental coverage doesn't matter, right? Or you paying your bills doesn't matter. It does truly matter, and it doesn't matter, right? And that's the weird pivot that you start to make in some way when you start to realize that freedom or time is the most valuable currency in the, maybe other than love, is the most valuable currency in the universe. Yeah, so starting to crack open the melon and start going inside and tinkering around. I know you've done sensory deprivation.
Yeah.
Do you get that same benefit out of it?
Same as
Just kind of cracking open and looking inside?
you know, with all the mushroom trips where it's like 6 hours of just deep work and the reading and the meditation, I've gotten to the point where it's like I'm silencing the bullshit and I just work on what matters. So in the sensory deprivation tank, it's more of just tapping into it. Like if let's say if my mind when it's most active is 100, and then when I'm meditating it's at 0, in the tank I can hit 0.
Yeah.
So it's like I can get there to where, and I love thinking through shit now because that's what helps meditate easier. When people get distracted when they meditate because they have all these thoughts and ideas. So if I work through everything, when it's time to meditate, it's easier. So if I work through all my shit and I'm about to go into the sensory deprivation tank for an hour, I will either think about what I'm going to process or just go in and go with an empty mind and see what happens. But it's beautiful to know when I quiet my mind, I can tap into what I need to think about.
Yeah, so John C. Lilly called that the 0 point.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it was called the inventor of the flow tank.
Oh, shit.
John C. Lilly, he called it the 0 point. It was a point of consciousness. Yeah, that's actually the name of my company's called 0 point.
Holy shit.
Yeah, 0 point is like the point of consciousness where you're on the brink of like I've dare to say, and I don't have any other framework, but other than experientially, I dare to say that I've pecked its lips, the 0 point, and it is the most I felt that I was floating through the cosmos. I had no identity. I had no body. I was nothing but pure consciousness. ebbing and flowing through void and abundance. And it felt like I was at complete and utter peace. I had no wants, no needs, no desires. And I do dare to say that's probably what death feels like, if not the doorstep of it. And the moment I realized it happened, I snapped right out of it. That's why I say it pecked its lips, because it felt like eternity, but it was maybe a second. And it was
scary. That's why.
No.
Okay.
It was the most peaceful, tranquil. And I was explaining this to someone like, well, what about your wife and your kids? I'm like, they don't exist.
Yeah.
He's like, what about that? I'm like, none of it exists. You're just an energetic, flowing state between these two polarizing pillars of void and abundance. And you're just going,
you're just awareness.
And and there's so much awareness that there's no awareness.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I love this shit.
It was one of, I mean, I've had many amazing, beautiful experiences in the sensory deprivation tank, but that was by far, when I hit that, I was like, oh.
You do an hour or more?
I do an hour. I've done an hour and 20.
Okay.
Or an hour and a half, rather. The first 20 minutes is just my monkey mind being like, it's like,
it's tough getting there.
Yeah, it's tough to get there. But you brought up a great point in meditation, and I think that so many people avoid it because they can't get past that monkey mind. It's like they identify with, well, I can't meditate because my mind, that's part of meditating.
Absolutely.
We talked about it not being fun and comfortable. Like the first 20 minutes of meditating or sensory deprivation is fairly uncomfortable.
Absolutely.
Like even just like physically, like trying to get yourself in like now I could just plop in and I'm like, yeah, right. Yeah. Physically, at least. It's a part of it, like going and rifling through the discomfort of like, I gotta pay the bills. Oh shit, I shouldn't be in here. This is not good. I should be outside. I should have something.
I want to get out.
I have so many things to do right now.
30 minutes, I want to get out.
Right.
I'm like, this is pointless.
This is a waste of time.
I could be editing right now, like, oh my God.
100%. And so many times, especially in the last few experiences that I had inside the tank, it's like buzzer beater realizations. Like I'm like, the first, I don't know how much time I'm in and out of these flow states, and all of a sudden it's like I have these moments of clarity I'm like, and the answer is like, I had one, it was like, basically go be a warrior, a soldier of God. Like that was the message I got out of it. And as I'm like getting to this realization, it's like lights are on, motor starts going. I'm like, oh, it was like a buzzer beater. And you're almost you want that like instantly. I want this answer. I want this validation. I want this credit. I want this thing. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm not getting it. It's not coming. And all of a sudden at the end, it's like, and you hit it. You're like, holy shit, time to get out. But then you talked about it, then it's the integration. Yeah. Because in the pocket of a sensory deprivation tank or a mushroom trip or whatever, it's like, it's all well and good. You're safe. You're in a pod. It's all good. You could explore. But now what do you do with the data that you receive there, and how do you bring it to the world?
100%. That's the beautiful part. That's the part that separates people that give a fuck and people that and just keep going with the flow. When you give a fuck, you'll make those changes. You'll implement everything you learned.
Yeah.
That's the hard part. None of this shit is fun. What's the most fun for you? Like I mentioned rockstar life and yachts. What's your like most fun?
Like ideal day?
Not even just day. Like what is the thing that most excites you? Are you into sports?
Like watching sports?
Yeah.
No.
Me either. And I envy sports fans.
I used to be.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Never was.
I
was always just into wrestling.
Love wrestling. I was a big baseball guy, very big in basketball. Like when I was younger.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Probably not to the degree that some people are fanatics, of course, but
I envy those people where it's like they have such excitement from a score or whatever happens and their favorite team or their favorite player. I don't have that. Nothing makes me jump for joy that way. Does anything make you jump for joy the way sports fans do?
I mean, it's so cliche. Probably my kids,
but it don't make you jump for joy. Like literally, these sports fans literally physically are jumping out of the chair. Yeah. This thing excites me that way.
I think I was actually just listening to something about this. There's like the difference between happiness and joy.
Yeah.
And happiness is
contentment more?
No, just happiness in general. Like happiness is like, oh, we won the game, I'm happy. We lost the game, I'm not happy. Where joy is more of this internal state of being and awareness that only seemingly in this dialogue is only achieved through what we're doing, right? The work that you're putting in, the spiritual, the religious, whatever it is, however it plays itself out for you, that's a state of joy. But this idea of, I think it was actually the Monsignor's sermon from Sunday, it was. But happiness is these fluctuating states. I'm not happy, I am happy. And I think we as a culture, we so heavily identify as, I want to be happy.
All
the time, no matter what happens. I want to be happy. And that is just setting yourself up for an unrealistic expectation and failure. Where if you feel that you're in a state of joy, right? Which I dare to say I'm in a state of joy. I'm not always happy. That's not achievable. But I'm in a constant state of joy. Like my heart is, like, again, it goes up and down. But for the most part, the baseline of it is joy.
My baseline, we might be saying the same thing. I like to say contentment. I'm always content because I'm very appreciative.
Yeah.
But happy and excitement is the hard to come by things.
Yeah.
Like what excites you?
What excites me?
The most. Like as you were speaking, I started thinking, why do sports fans jump for joy so much? And they're like, it's kind of like their expectation comes true. Their favorite team player makes the goal.
Right.
Their favorite team wins. So it's like, that's what I expected. That's what I wanted. And it happened. Yes.
Right.
So it's like, maybe I don't have enough goals that I'm reaching that are making me excited. Like, what is that yes moment? Oh my God, yes.
A lot of it now is rooted in business, in like entrepreneurial endeavors.
That's how I feel too.
I don't
jump for joy, but those are my goals.
I've had a few moments, especially in this new phase of what's happening with Agora. I've had quite a few moments where I'm like fist pumping. I'm like, but at the same time, it's very short lived.
Yeah,
it's very, very short lived, and I think that's actually probably more of an issue than it is. That's more of a con than a pro, because I don't allow it to really enjoy it, because it's a quick dopamine hit, and it's like yes, but now we have to move on to the next thing. So I will say that in this more recent phase of building the next version of this and, multitude of things, I definitely have had my fist pump moments where I'm like, yes, because they're all these very big and small steps towards a bigger goal, right?
I feel the same exact way. I always have these little goals, like even getting a podcast guest that I always wanted on.
Yeah, I love that feeling.
Or even getting a few more views than I usually get. Like,
right.
Shit. Like, right. It's all exciting moments, but it's like back to work. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I made that. I got this. I got that. Back to work.
Yeah.
I make a great video. Wow, that video is really good. Wow, it's performing well. Back to work.
Right.
I don't enjoy it too much. I don't celebrate anything.
Yeah.
Not even my birthday. People always want to like take me out. What do you want to do? Like, I don't want to do anything. My family didn't cut me a cake. I know I'm going to do that. Besides that, I don't care about doing anything for my birthday. Every day is amazing. My birthday means nothing. 38 years ago was amazing. I was born and I was, alive, and I made my family happy. But now, 38 years later,
we sound like two miserable curmudgeons as we're talking about this. But I get it. I totally get it, because I'm kind of the same way with stuff,
right?
Like, so my 41st birthday, I did a podcast. I went out for dinner with my family, got ramen, and I got a tattoo. And I was like, this is the best fucking day. And I did jiu-jitsu. I was like, this is the best fucking day. That makes me happy. Like, that to me is like jiu-jitsu, podcast, ramen with my family, and a tattoo. I'm good.
That's a
like,
wild day.
That's a great day. Sorry.
That's a wild day.
Yeah. I booked the last house, that ramen. I'm like, I'm going to get a tattoo after this. I was like, okay. Whatever. But yeah, but I think it also, I had someone say to me one time, you're so, and he didn't mean a derogatory term, but he was like, you're so simple. And I was like, it's taken a lot of complexity to become this simple. And I think that as you do start to peel back the layers of yourself and all the cultural bullshit, as we're putting it, you do become simpler. But in that simplicity is a lot of complexity and a lot of states of grace and gratitude and appreciation. And I think that if that's your baseline, then you are in a healthier way of living.
Yeah, if you keep bringing the baseline down to what matters most, you're going to be happy. It's like minimalism.
Right.
Yeah. Do that with your whole life. I studied that for a little. The book didn't make it to my top 13, the minimalism book I read, but it was definitely very impactful. Maybe I need to revisit it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's if you could put minimalism into every aspect of your life, life is so fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Because everything's a luxury. Everything we experience is a luxury if we just give a fuck about the baseline and keep bringing that baseline lower. What is it? Food, water, shelter, family.
Yeah.
Those are the things we need.
The hierarchy of needs, right? The Maslow.
Yeah.
But it's funny because as you're saying that, bring the baseline down, you from a social level, right? It's like, oh, but we live in Westchester and the standards and the cars and the this and the that. And there's nothing wrong with nice things and they are these social cues and they do represent a certain arrival point, right? It's like, I've arrived because I drive this or I have that. And there is merit to that. But on an internal level, if you could lower that baseline to the most important things that do truly matter, it does set you up to be happier.
Absolutely. So what do you think excites you most?
I'm avoiding the question.
No,
no, I don't.
I know it's hard to answer the question.
I don't know. I think
I don't even have an answer myself.
yeah, I mean, maybe I don't. I think what excites me, really a lot of business stuff, a lot of what I'm learning in doing this. I think what excites me is new layers of realization of myself. Valid and not externally, but internal validation of thoughts or feelings or emotions. And then, like you said, like kind of being able to learn more about myself and peel that back on a deeper level and say, okay, all right, this is why this is okay. And because that now lends itself for me being excited about everyday life.
I like that.
Yeah,
I do get excited when I learn something new, especially about myself. I get that 100%.
I think for me more recently, it's probably been just the relationship I've cultivated with religion and with God and being able to really lean into that more. That's what like reading the Bible excites me. I get like, that's like, it's funny because I do a lot of reading. I read a lot of books, a lot of personal development books. Obviously, I try to dive into some fiction every once in a while. And I've had this recent struggle of like, I don't want to read anything. Like I have not drawn to, and I have a stack of books next to my bed, a stack, dude.
Books that you haven't read?
Have read, should read again, all these things. I mean, over here, tons of books. And I'm like picking them up. I'm reading them like, I'm not in it. I can't be in it. And recently more so, it's like the only thing I do want to read and I'm engaged in is the Bible. And I'm like, all right, this is telling me something. Why am I resisting? Why am I forcing it to be Jordan Peterson? Or why does it have to be this other book? Why can't it just be this book?
Everything led you to want to read that book. Because now I come across books and people recommend me books, or I watch a podcast and they recommend books. I'll look into it and it's like, I'm not even interested in reading.
What are you reading now?
Nothing. I'm going back into stuff that I already read. The last book I read, I didn't like it. I actually forgot it really. Let me pull it up and see what it was. I'm in search of amazing books. Oh, actually, it's funny. We didn't even talk about food reviews at all yet.
Yeah.
When it comes to podcasting, my GOAT that I look up to is Joe Rogan. And when it comes to food reviews, it's Anthony Bourdain. Just read his book.
How was it?
Confidential.
Yeah.
Great book. But I thought there was more to it. I never want to read it again.
Right.
It was all about kitchen. I thought he was going to get into maybe the traveling and what he's learned from traveling and meeting all these chefs and people and love. But the book ends with just him talking about the restaurant business. And it's all the ins and outs of the kitchen. It's a great book because I also like cooking. So he talks about knives to use, everything. He talks about all the details of it.
But not what you were looking for.
I thought it was going to be more about life and love and appreciation.
Well, his show was such an amazing
That's why I thought the book was going to be like that.
Dude, his show was like such, his articulation, the way he would immerse himself in culture, the fact that he did jiu-jitsu on top of that made him just obviously even better in my eyes. but it was just watching that show was like, it was really something special.
I
Like,
still watch it. Comes on YouTube. I still watch them.
it was just the
Amazing.
dialogue, the breaking down of everything.
Yeah.
It's really hard to recreate that.
It was his love. His love and his education for food and his love for food and people. It was just perfect. So
Yeah.
I wanted that in the book, but I didn't get that in the book.
Yeah, the passion, those two worlds came together so perfectly in that show. Yeah, he was great, man. That was a really weird death. When I heard about that, I was like, oh man, that was a real gut check.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, I wanna meet that guy.
Yeah. They say that I think that the day before his girl broke up with him.
Yeah, it was. You never know, man. What's the expression? The line between sanity and insanity is like razor thin,
Yeah.
right? It's just,
Absolutely.
and that goes to the other part. Like, you never know what people are going through. That's why it's so important that you do this work on yourself, so you could be a vessel for kindness or joy or love for other people, right? Because it becomes that much more important when you're walking around out of the vacuum of your own life.
Absolutely. The vacuum of your own life, my man.
So sorry. So let's. So you're on the self-development journey. When does the YouTube stuff come in? When you like, hey, I'm going to start doing food reviews. When does the podcast come into play? How did that kind of? I mean, you said you were recording Jackass at 13, right? And now you've evolved, right?
Yeah. So I was into cars in high school, so I had a YouTube channel. I still have it, and I have like I think it's 600,000 views on a video. This is back when YouTube was nothing,
Wow.
and I was just making car videos, just recording at car meets or whatever the case. I did everything car related. So I was working at Mount Kisco Honda, and this car pulled up, a Honda CRX, like an '88, with a jet engine in it, and he came for like a light bulb in the positive. And me and my friends are in the park, like, oh my God, look!
It's like a DeLorean. It like comes down. Like, I'm here for a light bulb. Like, what the fuck? That makes no sense.
Yeah, so
My dome light's out. I need a new one. Guy fucking teleports through time and space.
So I recorded a little bit of it, put it on YouTube. It did great. That whole channel was car videos. So I was always into creating videos. Like I said, my first one was in junior high school when I made that dumbass video. And food still wasn't it. I can't remember the timeline of when I started doing the food content on YouTube, but I would do like 1 a year, 2 a year, just whenever.
Were you always a foodie?
Yeah. My mom, she cooked every meal of the day. I was in the kitchen with her all the time. I love food. Since I was a kid, I don't know what drew me to it. I just loved it always. We used to watch cooking shows all the time. This guy, his name was Pasquale when I was a kid. And yeah, it just always started like that. When I was about maybe 8 years old, my mom went back to college to be a restaurant manager. So in that, you have to learn culinary. You have to cook and all this stuff. So I used to be with her reading the books and her in the kitchen trying things out and bringing food home from the school that she made and she thinks we would like. I always loved food. And I don't know, that's definitely the core of it. So filming and food. And, you know, both came from my mom. My mom had a camcorder in the house, the big one with the VHS on the shoulder.
Like a news report.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know exactly.
So camera in the house, and she was always cooking and into food and trying new recipes and blah, blah, rule recipes book, recipe books. And that was definitely the core of everything with the food and the filming. So
Love that.
in the house. Yeah.
Yeah, food's awesome.
Love it.
I'm a very bland eater.
Yeah.
Very bland, but I do love food. What's your favorite food?
Lately it's been Thai food. Love Thai food.
Yeah.
I had some a few days ago, chicken green curry. You ever had?
I don't eat spicy things.
Oh, man.
I don't eat spicy things.
You can get it.
I sweat like a monster. I'm allergic to, that's why I would never do food reviews, because I would just start sweating.
Damn.
Like, I'm allergic to nightshades, so peppers, tomatoes, the acidity.
Wow.
I could eat it, but I sweat. Like, if I have a slice of pizza, I sweat.
Sweating's good.
It's well,
Right now.
I'm always sweating. I'm always fucking
The
sweating.
sweating's good. I love the sauna. The sauna is one of the number one things I love doing at the gym.
Sauna.
Yeah.
Yeah, sauna's great.
I do 20 minutes. It's incredible. I love it.
It's another good vessel for, because I'll be in there sometimes. I have a like a little phone booth sauna at my house.
Nice.
And I'll get in there and after like a run or something. This is when I was in my waking up, running, cold plunge sauna morning routine. But I'll get in the sauna after a run, and I think it was like to 120. But you'll get some like internal like, I'm gonna die in here, and I'm like, shut up, like fucking be quiet.
That's the point I like.
Yeah, when you get
Up until that, it's like I'm just chilling.
I'm sweating.
When it gets to that, I'm like, now I'm in.
Yeah, exactly. Now I'm in it. I'm in it. Like you start leaning against the glass because it's a little bit cooler. You're like, oh God, I'm gonna die in here. And then you run, and then I run through because I run through scenarios. I'm like, oh my, I'm gonna fall out. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna fall out of this thing. It's gonna open up. My wife's gonna come home. I'm dead in the garage. This is how she's gonna find me. Right?
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah. Getting into it, going to that space, that discomfort space is huge.
Yeah. Talk to me about your breath work. Well, where did that start?
The first time I did breath work, I did a podcast with a facilitator, and we did breath work beforehand. It was myself, actually the owner of Rise Above.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And a buddy of ours. And the first time I did it, it was facilitated, and one guy started crying. One guy started hysterical laughing, and I went into this berserker mode like Wolverine. And my body was all tense. I was like this, and my left leg was up in the air going like this. And I knew I was doing it, but I didn't want to stop. It just felt so energetically releasing. And the guy afterwards, like, dude, if you looked crazy, like you were like literally hulking out. And internally, I think that if I would have had if my family wasn't in the house and I had been like in the middle of the woods, I probably would have just started like running and screaming. Like that's the energy I felt about it. But yeah, breath work has been I talk about getting into like really high psychedelic states and being able to release something. And then I was in the process of getting my breath work certification. And then a buddy of mine, Danny Massa, who is a breath work facilitator for the FDNY and all this stuff. He's a firefighter. He's done some breath work here, and it really allows you to tap into these altered states of consciousness and really like hone in on some stuff.
I agree. What breath work was it? What was it?
I don't know the exact. He
What's
went
the process like? What was it?
So Danny does it through. It's like a Wim Hof.
That's what I do.
He does a Wim Hof, and then I can't think of the
30 deep breaths in and out.
Yeah.
You hold your breath on the exhale.
Yep.
For a minute or however long.
However long as minute and a half, 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And then he went through he got a certification through I can't think of her name right now, but he went through her, and it's a long process. It's not easy. I was going through Elemental, which is out of Canada, and my buddy Giovanni up there runs the whole thing. And I'm still kind of in the process. I kind of put it on hold for a while because just everything else going on, but it's a very powerful thing to, first off, to be a part of, but then to facilitate it. It's like, being able to conduct that orchestra of energy is so important and powerful.
It's beautiful. That breath work specifically helped me meditate easier.
Yeah.
And I was born with asthma, still have it. So I used to do this breath work, and my whole life I'm worried about my breath. Like I gotta breathe. I gotta make sure I'm okay. If I'm not okay, I need to get my pump or an inhaler. Pump is inhaler.
Yeah.
Or the nebulizer, or I gotta go to the hospital, the doctor. It's always, if I can't breathe, something's wrong. I gotta get help. So when I started doing this breath work, holding my breath for more than 2 minutes, like that's unimaginable. Like that's insane. Like 20 seconds is extreme for me.
Right.
I was pushing 2 minutes, and while I'm holding my breath, and I used to do the 3 back to back.
Yeah.
So as I'm doing them, and it's longer breaths, longer holds, I'm in it. Think of it like this: 2 minutes in, and holding my breath and focusing on my breath for 2 minutes straight. That's the deepest meditation I ever did to that point. 2 minutes of straight focusing on myself, centered in. Am I okay? I'm still holding my breath.
It's funny because how quickly we default to, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
Like you literally, I remember when I was doing a little bit more diligent breath work, I remember being in these states of awareness where like my body would want to like literally like
Absolutely.
almost convulse
Absolutely.
to get breath. And I felt like I was suffocating. And then you have to talk yourself through it in a way, like very quickly, because you're like, I just want to breathe. And you're fine. Like you are literally in control right now. Like you are, and just being able to rest in that you are in control right now allows you to get 5 more seconds, 10 more seconds. And if you could just slowly chip away 5, 10, whatever it is, all of a sudden you're in it for 2 minutes, 2:30, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's wild,
It's very wild, especially me being afraid of my breath my whole life.
which is kind of crazy.
It is crazy. It's
I
not
think-
like an ego death.
Yeah, it is. I think facing a fear, whatever capacity, is so important.
Absolutely.
Whatever it looks like. I mean, how funny that you're saying, like, I was asthmatic. I was afraid of like basically dying from not breathing. And here I am laying on a floor for 2 minutes, basically forcing myself to hyperventilate, something that was fearful before.
Absolutely. And now I love it.
Yeah.
I did it every morning for over a year straight.
Yeah.
Changed my life.
Yeah. Breathwork's amazing. It also really teaches you, like in doing jujitsu, it really does teach you like the importance of having that cadence of breath. Not like I'll be in a very bad compromised position very often in jujitsu, and it really allows you to be poised. Like people are like, you're always like, you're just so comfortable being uncomfortable in these fucking triangles and arm bars and fucking rear naked chokes. And I'm like, it's just, I don't panic. It's allowed me to panic less. It gives me a little bit of space in between like what's happening versus how I want to show up in the moment. And it just allows me to kind of like create that buffer.
That's the spirit. Seeing the mind and the body. Like, you think you're fucked up right now, but like holding your breath so long, your body's not going to let you die.
Right.
That's the spirit, like watching your mind bug out and your body bug out. Your mind and your body's not going to let you die from holding your breath. It's impossible. And that's the spirit just watching you. You're good.
You're good.
You're good.
You're good.
Mind and your body's like, no, this is not okay.
Right.
But your spirit's like, you're good.
Yeah, those
Your
concepts.
body and your mind can withstand this. You're good.
You're good. When did spirituality come into play? Like,
It was definitely around that journey.
now, do you identify as religious or spiritual?
More spiritual. I was raised Catholic, but
Same, yeah.
still don't believe all the stuff. You know, it's like if one book has something that doesn't sound true, it's hard for me to believe the whole book.
Sure.
I know the Bible is definitely a dense self-development book. It's like the best information you'll get from it.
Sure.
I know that. I still don't want to read it.
Why?
It's the part of not believing. For example, the 2 things I always say is his mother being a virgin and getting pregnant. Come on, like that scares me away from the whole thing.
Sure.
And rising from the dead.
Here we go. All right.
You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean because I dealt with and do still deal with a lot of that. And it's so funny. So that was the culmination of, we do a Bible think tank here with Pastor Andy Habel from Trinity Church right here. And a big part of that was I was at my day job and I was kind of talking about exactly that. I was like, I'm reading the Bible. We're at the birth. And I'm like, I just can't get my head around this. And I looked at this guy I worked with. We started talking about it. He's like, no, I get it. I kind of the same thing. Like he was on his journey of reading the Bible, and I had been reading it for a while now. I was like, you know, but I was raised Catholic. It's like kind of what you just default believe in. It's like, oh, I believe that he was born a virgin. Don't know what that means. Don't even identify with it. It's just a part of the story. And that's what started the Bible think tank. I reached out to Andy and said, hey, I'm wrestling with these things. And I know that at least one other guy is, right? So if it's me and one other guy, that means I'm sure just the same way the men's group came about. It was like, I'm struggling with this. If one other guy is, that means if there's one, there's millions,
Absolutely.
right? And a lot of that wrestling of those 2 things, and those are the 2, I mean, a lot of everything else in between is also very hard to believe in, right? Of course. But what I've come to learn, and what just for me personally is like, that's part of it, right? The doubt is part of it, right? It's okay. And I think being raised Catholic, we're so taught like, you can't think these things, you can't question, you have to have this blind faith to something. And where I go with it is, and when I start to, it's almost like trying to think of infinity, right? It's like I'm trying to intellectualize God, and I can't do that. I can't intellectualize something that I can't even put my hands on, right? So if you believe that there is a God and you believe he created the universe and created everything in the universe, then why is it outside of his capacities to be born of a virgin and be raised from the dead? That's how I've come to wrestle with it and then say, okay, I'm trying to intellectualize and rationalize something that I have no idea what I'm talking about. But I know that I feel it. And to me, more importantly, it's the feeling that I lean into, because
That's spirituality.
and that's spirituality, and that's faith more so, right? I think spirituality, and Jesse actually said this on my podcast when he did, he's like, spirituality gives you an out. It's just like this blanket thing of like, I'm spiritual, where religion makes you accountable. And for me, more recently, it's been, really the last 3 years as this has all unfolded, it's really been about leaning into the religion, right? I still identify as Catholic, Christian, whatever you want to call it, but it's leaning into the religion, being like, this is what's important.
Because God, there's no evil in God, right? So why is there murder? Why
You got to come to a Bible think tank.
No,
This is what we discuss.
Let's dive a little deeper.
Yeah, for sure.
There's so much.
I'm going to butcher this, by the way. So I don't want, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to probably butcher a lot of this, but continue. I know where you're going.
There's so much horrible things that
Sure.
go on. God is not orchestrating the negative things.
Correct.
But he controls everything.
Correct.
He's not controlling the negative things.
Correct.
But he did create everything.
Correct.
He created the negative stuff. The negative thoughts we have, the greed we feel, the envy we feel, the jealousy we feel, the ego. He created all of that. So all of the good and the bad was created by him.
So I'm going to butcher this, so bear with me. From the conversations that I've had and the realizations that I've had, it's yes and no, right? It's since the fall, which is Adam and Eve and all that good stuff, we live in an imperfect world. And in the imperfection of the world, all of these things are now capable of happening, whether they be through the smite of God, which is a very rare, from my understanding and my belief, very rare thing. Whether it be through evil forces, if there's good, if there's a yin, there's got to be a yang. Whether it be through evil forces that are kind of penetrated through, or whether it be just the sheer fact of we no longer live in a perfect state of being, and you could attribute that to anything that's not perfection of harmony and love, anything that's not in love, that's not in God, then this world now exists. And that's where we've fallen out of grace with God through the fall. And I'm probably butchering all this, but I hope I'm not. Through the fall. And now that's what the whole entire journey of Jesus coming to earth, rectifying that situation, dying on the cross to say, I am now giving myself up for you, so that all these things have the potential to be rectified within you as the human being. So now you have a direct relationship to God. Does that make sense?
A little bit.
Okay.
But my thing is, everything is perfect because this is what God created.
Correct.
Created everything from
Correct.
the way we think to the way we look, to the way we feel, to the way the trees grow. Everything is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But with perfection, there's the negative. There's the reason the lions eat other animals. It's just part of it. That's murder. God didn't put that together to say, I want murder on earth.
No, he says
the
it
way it
was
is.
actually just in church 2 weeks ago. It was like the lion will lay with the lamb with the wolf, the snake. They will all live in harmony together, and that's the state that we should be in, right? But due to the imperfections and the fall, that now has been that crack or that line. I wish I could bring out one of Andy's poster boards. That crack now created an imperfect world.
That's the part I don't believe. The lion will always be a carnivore, right?
Mm-hmm.
The lion was never a vegetarian.
As far as we know, but as far as we know, right? As far as yes, but you see again, but that's adding these human restrictions, for lack of a better word, to something that we can't wrap our minds around. Like
Okay, I
as
agree.
Catholics, you know, it's like, oh, well, I have to go through St. Anthony to find my car keys when I lose them. I got to go to St. this for that. We don't have this direct relationship with God, but yet we do, right? And I think that, again, what I've worked through to some capacity is now taking that humanistic impression and expectation and capacity and putting that on God. Like, I don't want to annoy God. It's like, what are you talking about? You're talking about the creator of the universe, right? Like, that was what called me. So I was at my daughter when she was going for communion. He started going to church, and the Monsignor at the church said, remember when you come up to receive, you're receiving the God of the universe. And I was like, because that's how I would have referred to God. I would be like, universe, source, the force, right? I would refer to that.
Absolutely.
And then I was like, I looked at my wife, I was like, I'm going to go receive. It was like, there was no question. I was like, oh, he spoke my language. Universe is not a replacement of God. The universe is the work of God.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So if God can create the universe, then anything beyond your human mind and capacity is possible.
Absolutely.
The lion can be a vegetarian.
Oh, come on. Those teeth are not made for
Listen,
broccoli.
These boots weren't made for walking, but it is what it is.
Welcome to Agora Social Club, the Westchester's hub for guys to gather, connect, and unwind. In the last 6 years, I've been facilitating a men's group called the Council of Dudes. And within that 6 years, I've realized that guys need a place where they can get together, connect, and build community. A place that's not the gym, that's not jujitsu, that's not the bar, but a place where guys can come with no ego and grow and develop together. So here we have our chess table. We're gonna be having monthly chess lessons and our take a book, leave a book library. Some of these I've read, some of these I haven't. Quantum physics to personal development to fiction. We also have our record player area. In the last few years, I've become very obsessed with jazz music. And if you don't know how to play vinyl, no big deal. It hooks up to your phone via Bluetooth. We have artwork from California to local artists. We have these small little work tables. So if you want to hang on the couch and get some work done, you can just come pop them open. And we also have our little workspace here with quotes from Muhammad Ali, Albert Einstein, Theodore Roosevelt. We also have our coffee bar, small fridge, and more quotes and artwork over the wall. Head on over to agorasocialclub.com, sign up for our free 7-day trial, and with that, you will get a key fob. Scan your key fob, and you have access to this space from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m., 7 days a week. So if you're a guy in the Westchester area and you're looking to gather, connect, and unwind with like-minded men, head on over to agorasocialclub.com.
You know what I mean? So that's again, and that's just my own journey with it. That's where I'm at, and it's, to me, I think so much of my personal, and Carl Jung kind of spoke about this, is that, when it comes to a lot of the personal development stuff, it's really like, it's the soul's journey. The soul's what we're looking for. We're seeking a deeper relationship with the soul. From what I've read and and where all of the personal development, all the self-help, all the meditating, all the language, this is where it's led me now. And it feels more complete, yet open than ever.
That's beautiful.
It's very weird.
It is.
It's very weird. It's like closing a loop, but then starting an entire new trajectory. It's just more of and this is a very recent experience for me. So it's very fresh.
That's why the book is so interesting to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very fresh. But again, it started with me just being like, well, if it's the number one book sold of all time, it's got to be something in there. There's got to be something in there for me. Like, if I'm into persons, yeah. Author's a good guy. But if I'm reading self-help and personal development and all these things, and this is the book, right? And everyone says, like, it's that and the AA book, the big book, that a lot of guys in AA or been through the AA system say, like, that book changed their lives. And that is also a book that teaches you to have a relationship with something bigger and greater than yourself. They don't call it God, but there's something bigger and greater than yourself. And I think that, however that relationship presents itself is beautiful. For me, it's God.
Yeah. That's beautiful. I like that.
Thank you. But yeah, listen. And that's the thing. I mean, and that's, you got to join a Bible think tank, because I think the important thing is being able to wrestle with these thoughts, right? Like the same way that you wrestled with yourself, right? And that's where we all, like, it's such a journey and such a pleasure. That's what excites me. Wrestling with my own mind and thoughts and having conversations.
Growing and learning.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I love that shit too.
Yeah. So, I don't know. We started talking about food. How do we get to here?
Food, God, same thing.
Yeah, listen, all good. So you're doing the food thing, and then when did you start the podcast? How many episodes are you into?
Our episode comes out today.
Yes, our episode does come out today, which this will come out in a few weeks. So
It's episode 132, so 132 weeks.
132.
A little over 2 years.
Wow,
Yeah.
no miss.
No.
I mean, other than
Every Wednesday, 6 p.m.
wow,
No miss. Yeah. That started because my friend wanted me to be a co-host on his podcast. Gave it a try, fell in love with it. I started my own. He quit his, and I just kept my.
what do you love about podcasting?
I love, when I was a kid, I loved interviews. I still love interviews until this day, but it's like artists I like, actors I like, whoever I was interested in, watching an interview of them and getting to know who they really are. I love that. So now I'm doing that with people that I'm interested in.
Yeah,
So my guest, it's interview based. So it's all about you from upbringing till now. What made you the person you are today? What made you go into the field you're in, or whatever outcome you have to today?
who's one of the most interesting people that you've met or you've interviewed?
Interesting. Off the top of my head, I can only think of the most recent longest podcast I did was 2 hours and 40 minutes. It was an actress from Days of Our Lives, Sherry Jimenez. She opened up, and that was the most recently. That's the most impactful.
What was it that she opened up about that made it so impactful?
Man, everything from her mother being homeless when she was born. So they were just hopping around families' living rooms and just hopping around New York City, just trying to survive. And then her mother gave her everything, like working night and day, paying for her classes for acting and private schools, and like from homeless to going so hard for your daughter. It was such a beautiful story. Moved to LA. She supported her with that. Started acting, started getting little jobs, tried to make it. She tried to get the same role that she has now in Days of Our Lives when she was like early 20s, didn't get it. Still tried, ended up getting it in her 30s. She opened up about domestic violence that she went through. It was horrible. She opened up about ayahuasca trip, which was life-changing for her.
Wow.
So it's like not just me loving the story, but the people that are watching can open their eyes to, you can get through this bad shit. Some people would go through something bad like domestic abuse and live through that for the rest of their lives. Live through that negativity and that fear and that hate. Or you can work through it and overcome it and become better. So her story was just beautiful. It was like a big roller coaster that was just going up and up. It had its dips, but it was going up. It was beautiful.
I love that.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, podcasts. I mean, I've loved podcasting and love podcasting. It's so hard because there's so many now. To consume them is so impossible that I'm almost like, I can't even, you look for one or two people you like, or you look for a couple clips and stuff like that. It's very, very hard. But the unfolding of conversation, to me, how it's like, it really is the most, that's what gets me excited. The unfolding of conversation, right? The fact that we could start talking about food and all of a sudden we're talking about God, to me, is one of the best parts of doing a podcast. It's the constant unfolding of the unknown.
Absolutely.
Like the ultimate unknown, which is the next thing that's going to happen in this very immediate moment.
Yeah, I love it. I love learning too.
Yeah.
With every conversation, I learned something.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. So you start the podcast.
Yeah.
You're on this personal development, self-help journey. Where does it all kind of click for you? Is there a moment where you're like, okay, this is who I am. This is what I'm doing. This is it. Did you burn the boats?
So it's like, lately I've been thinking about it like, all right, so I created this lifestyle where it's pretty much self-development. It's called Live Life Weekly. And I'm just trying to
Live life weekly.
Yeah.
Love that.
Where it's like, just worry about this week. Just if you want to exercise, for example, so worry about the next 7 days. Don't think about the next 12 months. I'm going to exercise. January is coming, my New Year's resolution. I'm going to try to go Monday through Friday, an hour every day. It's like, that's extreme. From going from nothing to 5 days a week is extreme. So just worry about the week. You want to exercise? How much can you do? If you want to eat better, how are you going to do that? Are you going to cut some meals out? Are you going to fast a little bit? Are you going to go to bed earlier? It doesn't have to be extreme where it's like the rest of my life, the rest of the year, the rest of the month. Just worry about this week. Do as much as you can in this week. Take things out that you don't want to do, add things that you do want to do, little things like that. So in this lifestyle that I created, it's everything that has helped me, meditation's in there, everything's in there, eating right, sleeping right, blah, blah, love, family, gratitude. In here, I created this thing called the Daily Domino, where every day you have, the biggest domino has the 12 pips. The little circles are called pips. I learned that while I was creating this shit. So if every day you can work on 12 things, maximum, but not minimum. You could do 2 things. You can just worry about your diet and your sleep today and just go to sleep on time and eat something healthy. And then you're good for the day. Now, what you did today ricochets into tomorrow. Our whole life is one domino effect. Every day a domino drops and it ricochets into the next day. What was the question? I love that. Because this coincided with your question.
It was when did it all click for you in regards to putting everything together?
Boom. So
I liked where we were going though. We don't have to keep on going back. Yeah.
But this was it. So when I started visualizing the domino, it's like my life used to be all about partying. So my domino was in this direction. And in this direction was going to sleep late, buying liquor to keep my house because liquor stores close early and I need liquor after 1 a.m. and everything's closed. So I got to keep stock in my house. I got to have my clothes ready so I could go to the club. Everything had to be in that direction for partying. Now that I shifted my direction to podcasting and food reviews, now this is my new route. Now my domino's falling in this direction. So what does this domino contain that this domino didn't? There's not partying and late nights and drinking and all this shit on this domino. This domino is about being in my food reviews on time, sleeping the night before, fasting, exercising, sauna, and it's all dropping in this direction. Accountability, all the above. Same thing with the podcasting. So when I started realizing the visual shift in the direction of my domino, everything started falling into place. For example, I started the podcast. I had a food blogger as a guest on my podcast. After the podcast, she invited me to an influencer dinner. At that influencer dinner, I met the head of the influencer group, got put into the group. Now I'm doing food reviews. Now I'm teaching people how to do food reviews and how to be a food influencer. I got better at pictures and videos. I'm meeting more people. Now I'm doing social media management for some restaurants throughout Westchester. And with the podcast, I'm meeting people that are opening doors. I was doing my podcast out of my living room originally. A little before 100 episodes, I opened my own studio, recording studio, and now I produce my own podcast there and other people's podcasts. So it's like when my direction went this way, everything that trickled off of that direction with the studio, with the food reviews, with making it a business now I have an income off of these things. If I was going the partying route, there's DWIs, there's unhealthy physically, mentally, everything's horrible on that road. So that's when it all clicked. When I saw the direction change of your domino can change your entire life. And just doing what you love and just going at it, even if you don't have a clear goal at the end, like with the food reviews and the podcast, I don't know what my goal is. I'm not going to be Anthony Bourdain. I'm not going to be the next Joe Rogan. But if I continue on the route that I give a fuck about these things, everything's going to happen. Look at all the fruit that has came from just directly working on the 2 things that I love, food and podcasting. So that's when it all clicked. It's like, just keep going. I don't know what's going to happen. Next week, I have no idea what's going to happen. Next year, I don't know where I'm going to be, but I'm definitely going to be in a better situation than I am now because I keep following what I love. And I noticed following what I love bears a lot of fruits. That's where I'm at right now.
I love that.
It's like doing what you love and not worrying about the outcome. Enjoying the failure because you love it anyway.
My barometer for that is, would you do it for free?
Yes.
You know, I
started everything for free.
Yeah, I had that shower moment. I was like, if you don't become Joe Rogan, if you don't become Tony, Tony, I can't think of his name.
Anthony Bourdain.
No, not Anthony Bourdain. Tony Robbins. Jeez Louise. With your coaching, if you don't become a black belt, would you still do these things? And I was like, yes, I'd still do jiu-jitsu. I'd still coach people. I'd still do the podcast. And I was like, okay.
That's it.
That's it. It's that simple.
Literally.
It's that simple. And I guess, it's acting in alignment, right? It's acting in a true alignment to, not only the person that you are, but the person you see yourself being, and really the person you once were. Because in retrospect, you look back like, oh, yeah, I was filming this. You know, I used to do this. I was in the kitchen with my mom. So it's like all of these things have kind of molded together, and there have been these little breadcrumb trails along the way, as Dr. Joe Dispenza puts it. These breadcrumb trails that have really led you to where you are now. And then it's about taking this realization, this actualization, this arrival moment and saying, okay, this is not who I want to be. This is who I am.
Yep.
And now you're absolutely right. It's like, I don't know what next thing's going to be, but what I've been leaning into now and what I used to get mocked for in high school is we'll figure it out, right? Like, oh, we're going to do it this weekend. We'll figure it out, right? But in business, in building this next phase of Agora and whatever it is, we'll figure it out isn't a weakness. It's a strength. It's a pivot point. I don't know what the answer is, but we will figure it out. No matter what it is, we're going to figure it out. And that's a form of confidence, which I just learned on the podcast I recorded before this, but that's a form of confidence that I didn't even realize I had, because it was just, I would just say, oh, we'll figure it out, because we will. Right. And that's a hard thing for a lot of people to wrap their brains around, especially the people that we were talking about earlier who are working the job or in the conventional lifestyle. It's like, the idea of we'll figure out is too unsettling, and the unknown, being unknown and remaining unknown, is even scarier.
Absolutely. People want the success, but the work that goes into the success is the part that people don't. That's why the 1% is just 1%. Those are the people that went all in on what they give a fuck about.
What do you struggle with in all that?
I feel like I always say laziness, but people are like, you post every day, you're always consistent, You're doing this, you're not lazy. I'm like, but if you would see me in my house punching myself in the chest, like, yo, do more. Edit right now. Why are you taking a break? That's what I battle myself every day. Do more.
I know.
Go, wow, go do that. Go record that video you want to film. Go edit those videos that you have from a year ago that you still haven't touched. Do it.
And I know. I struggle with the same thing, though. I really do, because people are like, oh, you're so disciplined and you're so regimented. I'm like, me? I'm like, what are you talking about?
Exactly. Outside looking in, I'm killing it.
Right.
But me, I'm punching myself in the chest like, do more.
Yeah.
Go. Stop being lazy.
It's hard, man.
Very hard.
It's a real wrestling match, because it really does. I totally get that, because I resonate with that so heavily, because it's like, I'm not doing enough.
Yep.
And that is good, because it's like fuel. It's like, keep on going, push, go harder. But then there does come a point where that becomes kind of toxic. And you have to kind of sit back and go, okay, like, what am I trying to do, and what am I doing it for?
Yeah.
Right. That's the real wrestling match. Like, who are you not enough for? Right.
Yeah.
Because that will fuck with your head too. Because I sit there like, wait, why am I doing all this for who? Yeah.
It's yourself.
Yeah.
It's like we don't have that like I was saying earlier, the sports fan jump for joy moment. Like sometimes when I do reach a goal, and it's like people would get this goal and post about it and brag and put their feet up. Yes, I did it. And us, I think I can speak for you, where it's like we get it. It's like, oh, that's good. All right, on to the next.
And this is not that moment where I'm doing it, but do you know any things I have seemingly in some way, shape, or form accomplished that I feel so uncomfortable that I won't post about it?
Yeah.
Like in business or in things that are happening. I'll post about like the bigger things, collaborations and all that stuff. Yes, absolutely. But there are things that have happened. I'm like, what? Like, it puts me in a state of awe where I'm like, what is going on right now? Like, I'm like, what is that? Like, and I won't, because I just feel like, it's just not, I don't know if it's not appropriate, or it's just, maybe it's fear. I don't know. I have to sit on that. But there are a lot of things that I'm just like, no. I'm like, I'd rather just.
Because it's like bragging.
Yeah, walk softly.
Like that, yeah.
Walk softly, carry a big stick, right? Like, but then there's the, what's the old expression? False humility is worse than arrogance, or something like that.
I never heard that one.
Yeah. Like being falsely humble is like worse than being arrogant, which I don't think I'm being falsely humble. I just think that's just.
Yeah, it's just, I just see it as I don't want to brag.
Yeah.
And it's funny. I just thought of it right now. It kind of correlates to what we were talking about music at the beginning, where I don't like the braggadocious rapper. I don't like the guy that has everything and he's bragging and he's saying, do this and I'm rich and I love life. I like the pain and the struggles. Maybe that's still where that stems from.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be the bragging guy. I don't want to say, look at me, look what I got, look where I'm going, look what I made, look what I got out of this. It's more like, Every day's a struggle. Let's just keep going.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like the hustle. I like the struggle. I like the pain. That's the good shit.
Makes you think of Bane.
Oh, adopted the dog. I was born in it, molded by it.
100%.
Yeah, you'd like jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I bet I would. I did wrestling when I was in
You would like
I
jiu-jitsu
definitely would.
because there's a deep, dark rabbit hole of exploration and just constant. There's so many times I leave there and I'm like, I don't know anything. I suck at this. I fucking hate it. And I'll be back tomorrow.
Are there times where you feel like I'm great at
Very few times where I feel like I know what the fuck I'm doing.
when I was on the wrestling team, when I lost, it was like, I fucking suck. Like, why am I doing this? This is embarrassing. My whole team, everybody just saw me lose. I suck at this. I thought I was going to kill that kid.
Right.
And then when I win, I'm on top of the world. Like, wow, I'm a beast. I destroyed that kid.
Yeah.
He had no idea what he was doing. I took advantage of that kid.
Yeah.
It's like complete.
Yeah, I did compete in a tournament at blue belt. I'm a purple belt now at blue belt, and I got gold. And I remember being so, and I even hate saying this, but I remember being so dialed in. And there's a lot of what I call micro miracles that led me there. But I remember I was pacing back and forth, and I was looking at the guy I had to go against for the gold medal. And I kept on looking and going, that man right there is the only thing stopping you from all your hopes and dreams. And it wasn't even about the gold medal. It was just about like the arrival of this new person. And I was pacing back and forth. I was listening to 16th century battle music, like, and my wife and kids were there. And my wife, when we were driving home, she was like, you looked like a psychopath. She's like, you were pacing back. You were like a lion behind a cage, just pacing left to right. And you're just staring at this guy. And it was like a different version of me. And I'm like, I got a gold medal.
There you go.
But I had to tap into this version of me that was like fucking a lunatic.
Yeah.
But it also teaches you like the depths of who you can be, right? Like in those moments of matches and testing yourself and seeing it's like, oh, what am I capable of? You know?
I like that.
You gotta try it.
Yeah.
You gotta try it. You would love it,
I
dude.
think I would.
I know you would.
Yeah.
Everybody loves it.
Yeah.
But you would love it for like the same reasons I do, because it's very like, it's very rabbit holey. Like it's very deep and like you go into like.
But what about his rabbit hole?
It's so addictive.
It's like learning moves.
It's endless. It's endless.
What's endless? Like learning moves?
Everything. All the movements, everything has an answer. Everything has a counter answer. The guys that are the black belts are doing this one thing to make you do the next thing because they're setting you up for 20 things down the line.
Really?
Yeah. And if you could have any, like if I have the slightest bit of awareness of that, I'm like, oh, he's doing this thing so I could do this so that he'll do this to me. I feel like I won. Meanwhile, they're doing that thing to make me do that thing to make you do the next thing because they're going to do 3 more things that are going to set me up to do the next thing.
Sounds like chess.
They call it human chess.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's called human chess. It's 100% human chess.
Wow.
You would fucking love it.
I had no idea.
It is so addicting. It is my only form of physical fitness right now. And I'm like, that's okay.
Yeah,
It is so addicting, dude. You would love it.
Sounds fun.
All right. So we're going to do a jiu-jitsu match. You're going to come to jiu-jitsu and you're going to come to a Bible think tank.
Let's do it.
All right. Okay. Okay. Good. I feel like we could do this all day.
All day.
Where can people learn more about you? Where can they get the podcast? Where can they get your food reviews? Let's do this again because I just I'm loving, it's just, again, I could do this all day.
All day. 100%. I agree.
All day.
We got to cut it sometime.
I know. It's like I have a hard stop because we get my kids. But I'm like, do I have to get them? Can they like walk home? What year is this? Where can people connect with you? Where can they get the podcast? Where can they get the food reviews? Where can they find out more?
All right. So Franjez everywhere. Franjez. From the Instagram in the bio, you'll get to the food. You'll get to the podcast. The podcast is Talk About It with Franjez. Franjez. The food page is Franjez Eats. But my real home is YouTube. My YouTube is Franjez, Franjez. And that's what I feel like is the number one platform That's why I care most about it.
Yeah.
So that's my everything. That's where I put most of my heart into. Everything else is leading people there. The clip is so people can go and watch the whole podcast. The clip on the food is so people can watch the whole food review. And everything's on YouTube. YouTube is, I feel like YouTube is going to outlast all the rest. Like how we saw TikTok was just shut down a few months ago and we don't know what the hell, and they came right back and it's all about money and the people that run the world, blah, blah, blah. YouTube, I don't think has that.
Isn't YouTube's the second largest search engine, right? Other than Google?
I think it is.
Yeah, I think
And
YouTube
it's owned by Google.
Right. It's like the second largest things that people go to search for. So
Yeah.
I think you have a great point in that. Dude, I'm a huge fan of yours. Like I said, even before this conversation and before, it was just like the energetic that you give off, the energy you give off is just so authentic. And I truly enjoy people and love people who show up as themselves, show up to be themselves, and you are an embodiment of that. And I really appreciate you doing this. I really enjoyed the conversation, and we'll have to just do it again. That's all it boils down to.
I appreciate the nice words. I loved it. Thank you very much.
Thanks, dude.